So I appreciate you guys coming out. And Salic is back. Hey. Perfect timing as we get into game number 2. Team Egg versus Team LBP, which stands for Little Blue People, with the Ghoster coming out to cheer them on. No, cheer 1. Thank you. You gave it a single cheer. I appreciate that. As Classy Otter cheers 500 more bits. You're insane, man. You're insane. You're literally insane. You're the craziest guy I know. That is unbelievable. To explain real quick for a ton of new people as we're breaking the 30 viewer count. What are you guys? You're awesome. This is XLNC Shoutcasting. We shoutcast custom games every Tuesday and sometimes Thursday where anyone can come and play. It doesn't matter your ranking. Come out, have a fun time. It's custom matches. You can't lose LP. What is the problem? There's no inting, no raging, no flaming. As long as you are trying your best with whatever champion you get, we are ready to rock and roll. Salix filling in as the duo caster, who's totally awesome. Let's talk about game number 2. Team Egg versus Team LBP. What's up?
Well, I am excited. See what happens here. A lot of these people I actually haven't seen play before.
No, there's a ton of new people in this. I swear, Shell's 18. Some have been lagging.
I don't know what to expect. So, as we see DRF Ice lock in the Zoe. You know, we don't see Zoe as much on the stream as I would really like.
I think that's just because people don't feel comfortable playing her. She's one of those high mechanically skilled champions that you really have to know what you're doing, otherwise you can very easily feed. And I was talking to a couple people earlier today who were saying that she's so broken, so OP, but really, because she's so skill shot based, it comes down to landing the sleepy time so that you can then follow up with the paddle star. If you buy a QSS, that alone puts you out of so much danger from the Zoe, because every time you get hit by the sleepy trouble, you just QSS out and walk away. The other thing to keep in mind that I think why balancing is a little bit easier on her is that her stun is an instant. There's a about 2-second window, which you can move, you can walk, you can flash, you can barrier, you can do all sorts of things that most people, especially in low rankings, don't make use of that time enough. Whether it's flashing behind minions, flashing to just reposition away from the paddle star, or barrier to, because you know that it's a huge amount of damage is about to come in. Whatever is Zanya's. I mean, you got time to literally Zanya's before the stun lands. So build appropriately against Zoe and you'll have a much easier time as we get a Kayn, a Draven, Tristana from both teams in this game. I like the Akali ban from Team LVP, just taking her off the table, says we aren't interested in dealing with that, as O2O picks up one of the most, I will agree, it's fairly broken champion in the game right now, Garen for the top lane of Team Egg.
The Garen. Always a classic to see him involved in any game because of just how much presence he actually brings. I mean, that's a lot of damage and a lot of tankiness right there on the front line that just ends up right in your face, deleting your carries with an ultimate every now and again. And Wincarnation locks in the Alistar, so you might as well chalk this up to a loss for Team Egg right now with that Alistar Draven for double lift and Wincarnation.
I know, I was so excited. Wincarnation's Alistar is famed on this stream, which again, for you new people, might be worth it to hang out even if you don't get into a game to watch what other people pick that you're probably going to be playing against, because Wincarnation is known on this Alistar. He's incredibly good at knowing when to engage. He's level 2, and I don't mind talking about it because I kind of want to give Team Egg as much advantage as they could possibly get in the bottom lane, because as it stands, no bottom lane yet has been able to deal with TSM Double Lift and Wincarnation when they're playing together in the bottom lane. So I'm trying to give Team Egg all of the benefits that they can get against these two. We'll see what support they decide to pick up, as we are going to get the Xin Zhao Morgana banned away from Team LBP, or banned away by Team LBP, and we'll see what Team Egg decides to ban. Might be another top laner or mid laner. I've already banned the Aatrox and the Diana for that mid lane. Waiting to see, as Kayn is the jungle.
Who questions my ability?
Wukong. Good.
Wukong.
Good bruiser for the top lane. He's picked up a lot of play recently, especially with that Electrocute rune. So for the side of Team Egg versus Alistar Draven, who would you pick as a support? Because they're just so darn good.
I'm not gonna lie, didn't hear about half of that because I'm experiencing a little bit of lag over here. It sounded like you said, would I pick Azir as a support?
What would you pick Azir as a support against the Alistar Draven?
You know what? If you're against Wincarnation, you might as well. have some fun with it.
Because you're probably
No,
going to
but
lose
in
anyway.
Yeah, we're going to have a rough time anyways. Actually, what I would like to see is a Tom Kench. Being able to eat your ADC if they get hit by the first one, or if they're targeted for the headbutt on that combination. That's something that you can easily counteract a lot of that engage with, especially if you pop your gray health at the right time. You can take a lot of that damage yourself and still manage to get out with you and your ADC alive. I do like the Bard that Phantom of Tempest hovering right now, and actually I'd feel comfortable going ahead and locking that in if I were him. He's pretty decent on the champion, as well as the fact that it is a pretty decent matchup into Alistar, especially if you can land those stuns.
I think
off
even
of his
more
Q.
importantly would be landing the stuns on the Draven. Nice positioning will
Yeah.
allow you to hit that off of a minion, stun him up if the Alistar goes for an engage. If you can lock that out, then, hey, the Ghoster, thank you for the extra bit. Again, cheering your team on one cheer at a time. I love it. Yeah, Bard being able to lock down Draven, even late game, being able to use the ultimate to potentially even save the Tristana would be really nice. The one issue is that Bard is incredibly squishy, and if Alistar gets the initial lockdown with Ignite, that could just burn the Bard away before Team A has even an opportunity to try to turn around some damage on the Draven, because Draven's early game damage is so insane. And then lastly, I was going to say, I would love to pick a Thresh because his Flay is so good at disengaging from an Alistar charge. Because it's something that you can interrupt, as soon as you see him start to charge in, you flay him backwards and there's not much that he can do. Plus, as long as you can land some of those death sentences, the CC chain lockup on Draven could be enough to shut him down, because the one thing Draven can't do is escape. When you've got hooks and you've got slows as well, it's much harder for him to be able to get out. As we do load into the game. Well, we've got a 3-minute wait before that starts for Team A. We've got DRF Ice taking the Zoe in the mid lane. Death Girl 12, welcome to the stream, taking Tristana in the 80 carry role. 020 coming back. Garen in the top lane. Aizen Logic 777, first time here playing the Jax in the jungle. An old but still awesome who always uses the proper routes. Phantom of Temp taking the Bard in the bottom lane supportive role.
And then on the side of Team LBP, on the red side, that is going to be TSM Double Lift on Draven. I Swear Shells, welcome to the stream, on Kayn in the jungle. Wincarnation taking Alistar into that supportive role with a bunch of letters and numbers on Rise in the... Oh, I get it. Okay, sorry, it took me a minute. Osama bin Laden.
Yes, is that not kind of awesome?
On Rise in the mid lane. And Lucian taken by Pogs for the top lane. Rise and Lucian might be switched, because I've seen and heard a lot of Rise top talk lately, especially into matchups where some CC might be helpful. So locking down that Garen as he begins to charge in with the Rune Prison might be something that Rise is looking to do.
And I think that's one of the nice things for LBP. I would be concerned about their composition because they have so much AD, but they have a front line of the Alistar for the engage, and they have decent chain Rise AP to back that up as well. The main thing I want to see from them is the top lane Lucian to really push in hard. Not necessarily kill his top laner against the Garen, but just keep Garen pushed back against the turret so that he can never wave clear enough to kind of get his own split push down. And if Lucian can push the wave in hard and then roam, there's a lot of opportunities for him with the Kayn in the jungle to chase down either the jungle Jax or make some plays on the mid lane Zoe. Because once Zoe burns a couple of spells, there's a long cooldown before they're back up for her to try to do something else.
Especially in the early game, those cooldowns are punishing if you miss those spells. I've been picking up and playing a lot of Zoe myself lately, and it has been a bit of a massive change from my usual style.
I'm sorry, I'm tweeting out, guys. So say like fill in a little bit of time. But Gerbil, I appreciate you coming out and hanging out. You got your old team back
I was
together.
wondering what you were up to. Okay.
Yes, I'm tweeting. If you hear me silently, I'm probably tweeting. So
you're tweeting. Okay, got it. Doing Twitter things. What I'm looking for on the side of Team LBP, specifically out of the rest of the team, because we know their bottom lane is going to perform. I want to see this Rise really take off. He's the main source of magic damage for his team, and I mean, yeah, Alistar will put out a little bit of magic damage, but Rise is going to be their big chunk source, as well as a lot of map mobility tool with his ultimate. What I expect to see happen out of this team, especially with 2 ADCs in Lucian and the Draven. I want to see them really push the tempo of this game and force their opponents to operate on their timetable. Really take down one tower, then use that Rise ultimate to get into another lane. Maybe bring some extra minions with them as well, so that you've got a massive push forming in multiple lanes at the same time. If they could do that, I can see LBP really taking off with this game and pushing the envelope way beyond what the scale of Team Egg can even really do. Because Team Egg does have the potential to scale with that Tristana as well as the Zoe.
Indeed, and that's one of the things. The late game from Team Egg is so nice. Tristana, Zoe, even Garen, once he gets 3 items, can seem almost unkillable. A Warmogs and then 1 AD item, and he will be slashing through the entire enemy team. On the side of LBP, though, if they get snowballing, you've got Lucian, Draven, and that tank Alistar, if they get snowballing, it'll be very hard to stop it. So I need to see some amazing plays from Team Egg's bottom lane of this Bard and Tristana to keep Draven at bay. Maybe not even kill him and win the lane, but just hold him from leaving the lane 6-0 or 6-1 or something ridiculous. Because like a Vayne, he can take that past the 15-minute mark and just snowball it into a victory for LBP.
Yeah, so it's going to be critical for them to really pay attention in that bottom lane and make sure that they aren't suffering a lot of lapses of attention like I do quite frequently.
Also, Flock of Babies, if you can get the rest of your team to agree Blitz Thresh not, I am happy to watch it and even happier to cast it. I recently played in a game, I think it was just a normals game, a full hook composition where we had Thresh, Blitz, Nautilus, Darius for the Apprehend, because that kind of acted like a hook, and something else. We did load into the game and then immediately unable to download spectator data, but this happened last time and I was able to reconnect and get right back into it. So crossing fingers, hopefully it'll work this time. Say, like, if you loaded in straight up, go ahead with what you're watching.
I am indeed loaded in. We've got the champions down onto the Rift, and they are buying their initial items, so we're going to see everybody moving out onto the map here relatively soon.
Well, it's totally exciting, crazy.
Yeah, it's some
going on
insane plays happening right now. Jax is walking.
There we go. Yep, we're good. Loaded in as well before any action started. Love it. Gonna go ahead and
chaos
switch the scene as well. So thank you guys for being patient, because spectator mode, Riot doesn't care about low casters like us, but that's all right. We'll make do with what we got. And what we got is a game number 2, Team Egg versus Team LBP, and we'll have to see where they go from here. Go ahead and move the champions in their correct positions. As a mid laner, Rise versus Zoe. You said you played Zoe recently. Who would you favor in a matchup in that scenario?
Well, if it were a mid laner Rise, I would give you an answer, but it's not. It's a top lane Rise, mid lane Lucian into this Zoe. I did call that might be flexed, especially with so Rise is going to be looking to take advantage of the Rune Prison to stop any of Garen's engages, so that Garen doesn't get any trades off onto him, because in the early game Garen will win trades with his ability to silence and then Whirlybird of Death onto Rise. So if he can negate those engages, that's going to go a long way towards making sure that he's actually able to sustain in lane and keep himself alive in order to push that top lane in.
Yeah, and I kind of like the Lucian versus that Zoe in that he's really all about the harassment, quick auto attacks, quick auto attacks, quick auto attacks, whereas Zoe is about that initial burst. And if you can harass the Zoe down little by little and make her afraid to do that initial dive, it's going to be a lot better. And then in addition to that, we talked earlier about, and Jack's coming in, forces the flash out of Lucian extremely early. In the meantime, in the bottom lane, they're still level 1, so we don't have that level 2 engage quite yet that we usually see from the bottom side of that Wincarnation and Double Lift. But as I was talking about the Lucian, he has the relentless pursuit to dash away from the Sleepy Trouble bubble if it ever comes flying in towards him. So it's kind of a soft counter if you think about that. And I just like Pogs trying to play something a little bit new. They got the slow from the Phantom of Temp on the Bard. In the meantime, Ice burning away from Ignite, but the Sleepy Trouble will find the Lucian. Paddlestar immediately burns him down to under 100 health. TSM Double Lift didn't find that burst that you want to see from Alistar Draven early game, but they have shoved Team Egg underneath the turret, and that's given Draven a little bit of a CS lead.
Meanwhile, Ryze in the top lane has not quite gotten his level 3 yet. As soon as he gets that level 3, he can be a lot more aggressive against this Garen because he's going to have the opportunity to just double you and Rune Prison Garen in place as a preventative measure to any damage coming in towards him.
And especially one of the things with Garen that he does well against bruisers is he can silence and then just spin to win. However, against a Kayn, he's got double buffs. Here comes Jack as well. The flash forced out from the Kayn very, very quickly. That's very low health onto the Garen. He might be going down. He flashes away to safety for the moment. Aizen Logic auto-attacking down. I swear he's got no flash. He's got no jumps. Double buffs. Double kill over to the Jax. Beautiful play from Team Egg. Aizen Logic comes up huge.
And O2O manages to get away as well. He went really low there early on, especially getting stuck in by that Rune Prison as Ryze hit the level 3 burst. However, he was not able to hold him down long enough. O2O manages to get out of there safely with just a little bit of health, and naturally being Garen is already back up to almost half health, ready to take on the rest of the lane phase against this Ryze.
So let's talk a little bit more about Kayn, because I think that if I were playing Kayn, though I am not a Kayn player, if Nova's still in the chat, he can let me know what he would pick, because he does like to play Kayn a lot in the jungle. Is he going to go the Assassin Darken mode or the Tank Darken? Because I think with this composition, the tank with the knockups would be a little bit better at setting things up for the Alistar.
Not just the knockups in particular, but also his Q, being able to use that ability and actually steal health, because he does get back a percentage of all damage that he deals when he's in that darkened form. That's something that I'm going to be looking for out of Ice Bear Shell. So I definitely am expecting him to go darkened form and not Shadow Assassin.
Jungle versus jungle fight. Icewear Shells going in.
Here.
Yep, Pog's down here as well. Will be hit with the sleepy time. He's down to 300 health. A huge burst, but he's not dead yet. Ice tries to chase in. One more auto attack will take him out. And the bottom lane. Bard falls with that engage from the Alistar. In the meantime, the Kayn going to fall as well. Jax baiting the Kayn in, or Zoe that baited, and Jax went in for the kill. So 3 more kills for Team Egg. 2 traded for 1 in the bottom lane as Wincarnation and TSM Double for picking up their own. And I'm all over the place.
Yeah, there were fights breaking out all across the map there as we see Ryze and Garen trading a little bit of damage up in the top lane. O2O went a little bit deeper than I would like to have seen him go there and took a lot of damage from the minions. Almost his entire health bar there that you see gone was done by the minions for Ryze.
30 farm on the rise to the 28 of the Garen. I was talking earlier about the Garen. If he goes in on a bruiser champion, silence, and then spin to win to burn their health down, it's pretty good for him. Against a ranged champion of this Rise, though, we can see that his constant harassment and continuous damage has been slowly wearing away at Garen's health. And when you are a ranged champion, it's a lot easier to poke him and keep him from regenning. In the meantime, in the mid lane, Aizen Logic going for Pogs. Zoe had a pretty good amount of burst with that paddle star, but the relentless pursuit from the Lucian gets him back underneath the turret. Will he be reckless enough to come back out? Because Aizen Logic could just return and try to gank a second time.
He did indeed come back out, and he doesn't have any wards on the top side of the map either. If Logic's looking for it, he can definitely come down and make another gank from this top side happen and get an easy kill there. Pogs does finally back off, though, and is going to be looking to finally get that ward down on top side. Good.
So Team Egg, 4 kills to 1, but the gold is actually just slightly in the side of Little Blue People's hands, but that's because they have been farming better. 47 farm on the Draven to the 35 on the Tristana, 42 on Ryze, 10 over the Garen. So even Lucian has 10 farm over the Zoe in the mid lane. Across the board, LBP being able to farm better. So they shouldn't be too worried about those kills that went over. They're still even on in the game. Draven has yet to die. He was able to get an assist earlier. He would love a kill to make use of those heroic stacks, or whatever they are called.
Adoration. I had to look that up last game.
Ah, there you go. Adoration stacks. But so far, he's just content to keep building his farm lead and progress over the Tristana, whose early back gave her those tier 2 attack speed boots, whereas Draven did go, unsurprisingly, with the extra damage of that BF sword.
Yeah, and that's going to result in a ton of damage. And the engage, speaking of which...
Wincarnation, Death Girl just gets out alive. It had to burn the flash. The heal was already used. Bard's fallen. In the meantime, Aizen Logic tries to come down and get a trade. Double Lift should fall, but one more axe might be enough to take out Death Girl. The minions help out, and that is the 2-for-1 trade. Aizen Logic uninterested in chasing down onto a very tanky Alistar. Don't have the ults yet. The stun comes down. A little sleepy nap for the Lucian. He's dashing off to the side. Is it going to be enough? He flashes as well. Pogs is out. He does have his ultimate. I don't think he's wanting to go back in, as the Zoe is going to be able to have a lot more pressure in the mid lane. Root onto the Garen in the top lane. He's just going to get harassed down to half health. Oof, Osama bin Laden is bombing this top lane Garen's health.
Yeah, here's the thing. Garen keeps going in and taking really bad trades behind Bin Laden's line, and as a result of taking those trades behind the caster line, he's taking a lot more damage than he otherwise would. On top of that, Bin Laden is also making a conscious effort to walk up and land an auto attack every now and again onto Bin Laden, as we got a 3-man gank onto the top side.
I don't think Garen, as tanky as he can be, is going to be able to get out of this one, so he will fall first death of the game.
Away from that one.
And Team LBP happy to pick up another one. Nice by Wincarnation after backing from the bottom lane fight to head with the jungler to the top lane and just guarantee shutting that Garen down. 5 kills to 4. About 1,000 gold lead now for LBP, so they're feeling good. We'll see if they decide to make a play on the Zoe in the mid lanes. Wincarnation may find Aizen Logic. It will get the knock up. Rise here as well. Wants the root. Finds it. He's got the dodge on going and gets the stun as well onto the Alistar, so he will be able to walk away, escape. Ice, though, might be in trouble as I swear goes in. He's got the ultimate as well. Is able to avoid the turret damage for the moment. Ice extremely low. The flash forward from Kayn gets himself the kill, and Ice falls in the mid lane as Wincarnation happy to help pick that one up without even an assist.
And Shells is doing a great job here. Shells has been making a lot of high-risk, high-reward plays, and the first two did not work out. However, this one ends up channeling beautifully into a couple of kills, a kill and an assist for him, getting his team back up into even kill score, which means they've got a 2,000 gold lead.
Oh, the dodge from Jax. He's had his E up and running, able to avoid the auto attacks of Pogs. Both burned flash, or I guess it was just the Jax burned flash, but the dash forward from Lucian trying to get the kill. So Jax does live, but I greatly respect from LBP the movement from Osama bin Laden. Waits off to the side, waits for Jax to start the recall, maybe catch him while he's shopping and go in for a kill. However, he's paying attention, gets himself out alive, and I believe he burned his flash to avoid death as well. Sleepy time, little nappy for the Lucian. He's a little deady. Ice just styling on him.
And that was really well played by Ice because he used his Spell Thief flash rather than his normal flash, and he's still sitting on that flash ready to go.
Nice double jump from Wincarnation. There's the whirling death from the Draven. Picks
kill,
up 2
kills, 3 kills.
Double lift, triple kill. Decimates the bottom lane, and all of it because Phantom of Temp started off with a bad ult. He thought LBP was going to back up, but this bottom lane doesn't retreat. It's full aggression for them, and they make use of dancing just outside the turret range to pick up 3 kills in the bottom lane. Lucian, very happy to go home and shop with his now 3,100 gold sitting in his overloaded inventory.
I was going to say, he's going to have a nice little time shopping back in that, going back to the shop and seeing what he can do there. That was a really well played by them, and it was a whiffed ult by Phantom of Temp, but at the same time a very good ult, preventing Wincarnation and Double Lift from really being able to back off while his teammates were coming in.
Ooh, 2v2 fight in the top lane.
Side of all of them.
Yep, a little bit of stun down. Kayn using the ultimate to avoid the sleepy time.
Job.
Rise ultimate coming through, wanted to chase in onto Ice. Pogs here as well, but
that
Shells
little bit of time you were talking about. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
That little bit of time you were talking about where you have a moment before you can, while you can act until Zoe's sleep actually kicks in. He made advantage of that by using his ultimate to prevent himself from actually being put to sleep, and as a result, Ice is going to get chunked down here by Wincarnation and Pogs.
Yeah, hard CC, but a double binding for Phantom of Temp. He wants Retribution. Pogs is going to fall. Aizen Logic picks that one up. The teleport in from TSM Double Lift, able to burn the flash on the Bard, so he's been able to escape for the moment. Sleepy time trying to zone the members of LBP off, but they're wanting to go full aggression. Aizen Logic still here with full health and very close to full mana, so they may decide side to try to make a play happen. Death Girl 12 here as well, ready and waiting, jumps over the wall just to help clear the minions to keep these 3 members of LBP from pushing in on the turret. And so they disengage for the moment, but they could try to dive as Wincarnation has his ult. He's level 8. He's feeling good. Goes in. He wants to stun. One more auto attack, and Death Girl will be stunned, but she gets away just outside of the auto attack range. TSM Doublelift throws out the Whirling Death as well just to help zone people away. Jax goes in, finds the stun onto Draven, but he's not hit by the turrets. He's getting chunked out. Red buff is going to go over to Draven, who picks up his 6th kill of the game. And that's the aggression from the side of this bottom lane that just doesn't care. Go in, that's a free kill for us. You're just minions.
Yeah, and a lot of the CC missed there. And as a result, Doublelift was able to just keep on attacking throughout that entire thing. And those attacks just stack up so fast when you got an early game Draven that's sitting on 6 kills right now. 111 farm. Most farm in the game over his own teammates by quite a bit.
And I want to mention one more thing about this guy as we see a little engage. Ooh, some burst damage onto the Darken now Kayn mode. Is the Draven has yet to buy boots. TSM Doublelift has been avoiding all of the CC we keep talking about and avoiding dying, though he will be shut down by the Zoe. He has Caster Curse. It's so real. Oh my goodness. In the meantime, it looks like the members of LBP will be able to get out. Ace and Logic just defending the turret. The slow from the Bard as Pogs may be in trouble. He's getting shot by the turret extremely low, and Jax will finish him off as the culling knocks him low. But it looks like Ace and Logic will be able to walk away safely and happily. Little stun there onto Kayn. He just wants to farm those minions, push one underneath the turret. Okay, back to what I was saying with the the Draven, was he had avoided so much CC without buying even tier 1 boots, which is madman insane. Going for an Infinity Edge Stormrazor start. And then, of course, he gets hit by a CC. Zoe jumps forward, uses her ult, the Paddle Star, the auto attack, the burst. He's gone. Okay, Caster Curse is real. That's what we get.
Yep, but he did buy boots that time. He did buy boots.
He did buy boots, so he's faster. Maybe he can avoid that happening sometime.
Attacking even faster since he grabbed the Berserker's Greaves. Zoe's just trying to clear this wave and prevent it from really destroying this tower, but there's so much pressure on the side of Team LBP right now.
That's a wrap, as more like it, Flocks of Babies, as one of the things I love from Team LBP, you look at the gold graph, it's 6,000 gold in the lead for them, and they're not even up ahead too many in kills. That's because they have 3 pushing lanes. The Lucian in the bottom lane is free farming. He's 99 farm to the 88 of the Tristana because he's just sitting down there farming away. Draven's in the mid lane farming champions as well as minions, and Ryze is just sitting top lane 113 farm to the 92 of Garen, feeling good. And there's the 3-man Incarnation on the knockup. TSM Doublelift picks up 1, and that's going to be a quick 2 kill. That's magical journey for Bard, just allows the members of LBP to get to the mid lane a little bit closer. Oh my goodness, as we talked about with this squishy Bard, 0-4, Wincarnation unafraid going underneath the turret. One more axe would have taken out the Zoe, but a nice stun from Ace and Logic's going to turn it around. Doublelift finally falls a second time in the mid lane. The turret has yet to die, and over-aggression finally punished on the side of LBP with a good play from Jax.
Well, and there was a slight issue there. It looks like there might have been a little bit of miscommunication as Kayn was right over the wall, and I think that he was expected to come in and just didn't do it. I don't know if he didn't see the fight as being going in their favor or what happened there, but Kayn does not go in, and as a result, that leaves Doublelift kind of open to be punished on that roam as we see Shells coming in here onto the top side.
Yep, and the top side, it is going to be Kayn using the ult to get inside Garen for just a moment, but he will be slicing down as Osama bin Laden wisely takes out the turret as well, so there's no threat of any kind of return kill. Alistar continuing his roam on the top side. In the meantime, mid lane, Ignite from Ice, using that extra spell she picked up earlier just to burn a little bit of health off the Pogs. Flashes forward, but will miss the stun once again, and this is what I'm talking about. Of avoid the CC and you'll avoid death pretty well. Ice though won't avoid death as Wincarnation comes flying in from the side. Doublelift will fall though. No, he won't! What the madman? Oh my goodness! Triumph procs double kill for TSM Doublelift, and again, Wincarnation and Doublelift cannot be stopped.
They push the absolute edge of their champion's abilities every single game they play. If you want to see excellent bot lane play, just look at these two every time they are on this stream, because they are constantly up, constantly forward. Doublelift knows when to back off, when he's gotten a little too deep. Wincarnation knows when to go in, and they both know, okay, I've got this Triumph proc ready to go. I can keep fighting this. And as a result, he goes in and... I did not know that interrupted her jump.
Yes, Tristana, like several people in this game, is going to die again. She's one of those champions that the animation does not necessarily show exactly where they are, and she can be knocked out of that mid-flight, just like a Thresh Flay can knock lots of people out of their dashes, because some of them are not what's called blinks. A dash means your character moves quickly. A blink means you go from one location immediately to the next. Tristana's is a dash, which means you can flay her out of her jump. You can knock her out of her jump. You can stun her out of her jump. Lots of opportunities. Bard ult comes in. Tempered Fate gonna just slow down Wincarnation's exit, but that is a mad cow. 2-0-12. He's gonna dive in. The flash from Ice keeps him alive for the moment as the Jax tries to go to the back line, but he's all alone and will be taken out. The Draven damage is just too insane. Where did this Kayn come from? That's gonna pick up a second kill for the side of BLM, and there is about 0 that Team Egg can do to stop this push on the bottom side.
Yeah, 12,000 gold down. They're just going to have a rough time getting anything done in this lane. And as a result, they're going to get proxy farmed here as the minions start to work on the tower up in the side before they retreat and knock it down.
And one of the things I like about the side of BLM is the fact that they noticed that their bottom lane was doing so beautifully and now are playing around them. The rest of the members have joined in. Lucian's still farming and split pushing on the side lanes, but the rest of the members say, all right, bot lane's fed, let's help them out. We're going to get another kill on Jax pushing through the bottom side turret. What turret? I see just minions of champions. We're going to chew through as Doublelift picks up another kill. Kayn going to steal his own away from TSM Doublelift. 0-2-0 is back up on the Garen, but there's not a whole lot that he can do. Rise ulti may get them out. All 4 blinking outside the turret just to return and start to knock it down. There's only been 1 Drake taken in the game. It is an Ocean Drake because inhibitor turrets are falling at the 20-minute mark. Inhibitor will fall next because Team A has almost nothing they can do to stop this push. It's insane to watch.
It's insane to watch, but they've also been running in 1 or 2 at a time into this 4-man squad that has just decimated their entire map. And as a result, you know, Doublelift's just going to grab this. That's my red buff now. Oh. Hello there, how are you?
Knock up onto Bard, Phantom of Temp, drops the magical journey and uses it. Jax goes in, finds the stun, good CC. May take the Kayn out, TSM Doublelift's here, but they have no tank. This is really good for the side of Team Egg. They are going to lose 2, though. Kayn picks up both of them. TSM Doublelift still alive, and it's only squishy members. The flash forced out, and that is the real, no, that's the fake flash, from the Zoe. She'd used her flash earlier. One more flying axe could take Zoe out, but she's able to hop her way to safety for the moment. Red buff on Doublelift going to make it even stronger. And I wanted to comment extremely briefly, because there's always non-stop action, that Wincarnation's choice on who he CCs is amazing to watch, because they are so in sync, knowing what damage Doublelift is going to do. He says, 2 more auto attacks will kill this person. I don't have to worry about them. Let me turn on to the next person. Let me flash forward, get the stun. Let me dash forward, get the knock up. Let me stand in front of my ADC, even if he's at 100 health, and not worry about peeling for him anymore because he's got it under control. These two are an amazing pair in the bottom lane, and it's a treat to watch them every time they play. Deadless. What game is it? And Tails responds with League of Legends. No way. Yes, this is game number 2 because game 1 took a while to get started as Ice will be chunked out in the mid lane, and the pressure from LBM. BLM? What? They're a completely different thing. LBP will continue to mount a flying axe. Will finish off the Zoe, bounce right back to the Draven. Mid lane second tier turret will fall. They have so much damage. 3 items or more across the board on their team. Osama bin Laden joins up as well. Moving on to a second inhibitor. Super Minion's already pushing on the bottom side as well. Team A down over 18,000 gold.
Yeah, this has just been a very, very big snowball, and it's time for it to reach the bottom of the hill and put an end to this. As Final team fight is engaged in the base. Slice actually does manage to take out TSM double lift though, dives the back line and takes him out. However, Osama bin Laden and Shells and Wincarnation are all kind of putting together a good little defense of their minions here. If Pogs were just to get off the top lane, this game would be over.
Yeah, so he's pushing in, still wants it. That's going to be the Zoe falling. Good CC from the side of LBP. Nexus turrets have falling. Alistar goes in, catches the Tristana just on the edge of the fountain. Osama bin Laden playing with the fountain turret. Can they get the kill? The flash forward from Kane. He wanted it. He lives. What is this team? Kane playing immaculately. They're going to play with the fountain. They want more kills. The Alistar goes in for it, but will be shut down. Bard getting one last kill credit. It's his first kill of the game as the victory sign will show up for Team LBP. Decimating Team Egg straight through the bottom lane. You guys have got to watch for these two. And if they ever show up in a game, you want to be here to watch it because they are a beauty to behold.
Yeah, it's hard to play against them. I've done it before.
Maybe a Mumu will help. I don't know. At this point,
Maybe
I've
a
seen them
Mumu.
play these guys so many times. I think the only option is to ban or run away. Or ban or play just extremely safe. And you gotta ban Wincarnation's Alistar. You gotta ban TSM's Draven and Caitlyn. And then play super safe. You can't play aggressive because they will punish you every time. Also, it's Mina. You're not too late. This is only game 2. We've got a game 3 coming right up. Thank you. I like the transition. I've worked very hard on it. A huge shout out to Deadless, who actually did a lot of the 3D work to be able to get that to happen. But we're going to go through the MVPs and honorable mentions of this game. Sayla, give it to us on the losing side for Team A.
All right, over on Team Egg, I'm going to give the honorable mention to Asian Logic. While it wasn't a great game, the Jax did a great job of jumping in and landing the stuns that were critical to the few deaths that TSM Double Lift did have. It was pretty much always Asian Logic jumping in and managing to lay down a stun and lay down some hard CC and start that chain off that made where Double Lift could not get away. As far as the MVP goes, I am going to give that to DRF Ice. Put down a lot of pressure and kept Pogs pretty much out of the game for the majority of it. Ice was the reason that Pogs had to, whenever TSM Double Lift and Incarnation came to the mid lane, Pogs went to bot lane. Pogs was in top lane. Pogs was almost never with his team because he was put so far behind by the play of DRF Ice. And so I am going to give that over as the MVP.
And a huge shout out to O2O for that Garen. Only died 4 times and played a fairly decent top lane despite being ganked over and over. Had the highest farm on the team. Played a very safe frontline tank. He was starting to build that Jarm's Fist to try to deal with the damage that LBP was putting out. And so overall, even though had a very rough lane, did a decent job. And again, was one of those things to watch. If you see the enemy team pick a Garen for the top lane, consider going that AP or just ranged champion to deal with him because Osama bin Laden was able to shut him down so beautifully. For the side of LBP, okay, this is how I'm going to do it, guys, because it's just not even fair to try to do it, all right? Let me do this. I'm giving honorable mention to I swear she... Oh, I didn't even... I'm going to say I swear Shells. How about that? I swear Shells. Hey, TSM shout out. Because I didn't even recognize the name. I might try to figure out how to change the name. Oh, that's so ridiculous. On the honorable mention for the Kane, because of the aggressive moves throughout both the jungle, ganking that top lane over and over. We talk about not letting top lane be an island. Instead, when you know that the other team has somebody who can scale, gank them again and again and again. And Kane did that beautifully, as well as using his ultimates multiple times when Zoe had either used a sleepy time or something else, could have died. Played it really, really well. That's a beautiful Kane to watch. For MVP, I'm giving both of them. I'm giving literally both Wincarnation and TSM Double Lift because it's not fair to try to split these two up. It's not fair. They work so well synergy together. It's just, can you say that one was able to do it completely without the other? No. They had to work together in tandem, and both of them did that so beautifully. I'm not even going to cry about it. They literally I'm just giving it to both of them. So give it to Double. Wincarnation always gets it. All right, well, Double gets it a little bit more. How about that? How about that?
It's a 60-40 split.
60-40 split, between a 70-30 split between TSM Double and Wincarnation. We'll go with that. So Forever in the Dark. Great job, Electricity. Restra, I feel so bad for you. He has had his power out for so long, pretty much the whole day, that he's still hanging out and watching. He even played a game with no power. This game here, despite feeding.